Greetings, truth seekers. Civilization is not an anomaly. We, as humans, have went through many iterations, some known, others not. At the dawn of civilization, some 15,000 years ago, a vibrant kingdom of merchants, scholars, healers, priests, and teachers was overthrown by a band of marauders from a distant land. They burned down the places of healing, so no one could be healed. They burned down the places of learning, so no one could be taught. They harassed and coerced the merchants, and trade was lost. They burned down the places of worship, so people lost faith. At the end, the conquering horde decided that this was a good place to stay, so they did. But even in the midst of such chaos and death, a young noble dared to remember, recite, and share his knowledge and artifacts based on the ancient traditions. He was the first truth-sayer, who kept a culture alive through his own oral teachings to students who transcribed them for the record. Truth-sayers serve a purpose in that they are the stewards of truth and the shepherds of historical fact. Conquerors and tyrants despise truth-sayers, as this group of intrepid and knowledgeable beings have thwarted their efforts for over 9,000 years. In the James Lee Nathan III anthology Parallel Journeys, edited by Ayanna Nathan Jones, we are introduced to a line of truth-sayers, a great-grandmother, Frances, age 101, and her great-grandson, J.K., age 17, who continue the lineage of truth-sayers and protectors of historical fact. Young J.K. must ascend to his rightful place, but ascensions for truth-sayers are fraught with pain. In the midst of the chaos of a blackout, our young truth-sayer must tell the tales that will reveal a new history and social awareness in 3 separate tales of the African diaspora and our indigenous allies. (1493). In Story 1, The Lost Voyage of the Caliber, we see our first instance of a truth-sayer and warrior king in Ayodele the Moor. Once a proud Moorish prince of Granada, betrayed on expedition with Columbus, now shackled along with his entire house of 1,000, finds himself marooned somewhere in the New World with 10 other lost ships. However, the indigenous people gathering on the coast were familiar to him, as they were adorned in West African fashion. Was this the same New World Columbus found not more than a year ago? The year is 1805. In Story 2, another pillar of a truth-sayer is explored: duality. Truth-sayers cannot be known to the general public as such, lest they become targets. Truth-sayers, therefore, have a sense of duality in all that they do. Our second story, The Dark Spectre, explores dual consciousness in the lives of slaves who looked and passed as white for over a century. They became wealthy abolitionists, spies, US Marshals, and eventually vigilantes. 4 generations donned the persona of Dark Spectre, protecting the powerless against the crooks and politicians that kept them that way. NYC, 1975, is where our last story takes place. It reveals the last piece to a truth-sayer: pain. You see, from its inception, that very first noble that took the blood oath after having seen his entire culture destroyed. Only such grief can bring forth the truth. It is through enormous pain that the truth-sayer comes into its own. Me, Jesus, and the Bodega murders shines the light on an aging detective's swan song. One last case, one last riddle to solve, and the exposure of a well-guarded secret that unravels it all. Please join us as we explore the life of a truth-sayer revealed in Parallel Journeys, an alternative Afrocentric history of the New World and other blood oath tales, coming this fall. Written by James Lee Nathan III and edited by Ayanna Nathan Jones. Thank you.